Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Live in Italy magazine, and this is our Italy Answered podcast. It's March, and we are celebrating Women's History Month. And in Italy, March 8th, La Festa della Donna, is a very important day, just like here, International Women's Day. So I'm pleased today to welcome Michela Canzi Babini, who is the director of the Place of Wonders Foundation. Now, you may not know it, but you will want to stick with us and hear because she's going to talk about her work at the foundation, which merges hospitality with cultural excellence. And in particular, we're going to speak about some female Italian artisans and what the foundation does to support their work. My name is Lisa Morales, and I'm the editor of Live in Italy magazine, a travel and lifestyle publication dedicated to all things Italy. So welcome, Michela.
Hey, Lisa. How are you?
Good. I'm so glad that you've joined us. And you've noted that you live in Geneva, Switzerland, but of course you are a native Italian. So where were you born and raised?
Yes, I am Italian indeed. I'm 100% Italian. I go every month in Italy, where I studied law in university in Italy, but my husband's family comes from hospitality, and I totally fell in love with this world when I was young. So we are still a family-owned company called the Hospitality Experience, and we have three hotels in Italy, in Florence, Venice, and in Umbria. And these three hotels are very connected with the destinations and the local people.
That's great to know. And we'll talk about the hotels a little bit later at the end of our interview, because most likely, if you haven't stayed in them, you will have seen them because they are very iconic, historic places. So let's talk about the Place of Wonders Foundation. So start anywhere you like, right from we don't know about the foundation. So tell us anything you'd like to share.
Yeah, so as I said, it's the place of wonders is a foundation that we really wanted to, that we really wanted in. The Place of Wonders is our private foundation that was born out of deep commitment from our family. It was born to promote and preserve Italian craftsmanship, and we have three important pillars. We want to preserve Italian and ancient traditions by promoting our cultural heritage on one hand. We want also to support local communities through education and scholarship programs. And we invest in young generations by offering scholarship for training in ancient artisanal craft. And of course, coming from the hospitality world, we want to promote mindful and cultural tourism. And this is something very important for us because over tourism is a team in Italy.
Right. And mindful tourism is the mission of our magazine. We're talking about authentic travel experience, being immersed in the culture. So when we think of artisans, and especially in Italy, we do think of kind of the family lineage of what's happened, that these kind of crafts have been passed on through generations. And I'm guessing that more and more it's getting harder to pass it on as a family. Is that correct?
It is correct indeed, because time changed a lot. Before, especially in Italy, this kind of work were done in the families, in the house, and kids were learning by watching since the very early age, and they were learning and they were start doing and working since they were kids, right? There were nothing wrong about helping in the family, and all the family was helping the parents and the grandparents. But then, by timing were changing, and of course, kids were going to school, they were going to university, and the goal of the family was sending kids to study and to becoming more than their parents. So.
Right.
Of course, we are losing this kind of crafts and this kind of trades because nobody wants to continue their parents and their grandparents' crafts businesses. So nowadays, in Italy, for example, if you want to learn this traditional crafts, you have to go to a specialized school, which is very, very expensive, and you can approach this kind of trade when you are older, maybe 22, maybe 25, or even older, and you have to invest the time and money in it. So this is a complete different logic that we have nowadays compared to what we had 50, 60 years ago. This is where we come in play at the foundation. This is why we tried since 3 years ago to put to set up this scholarship program, talking to specialized school and master artisan, saying, because we understood that this was a very big problem for artisans, and we are responding to Italian, to younger generation who really want to start a career, a professional career in this field, and we help these kids to study and to learn, and we have already given 27 scholarships in 3 years.
Oh,
Seeing
wow.
these kids, yes, and we follow these young makers really realizing their dreams and becoming artisans themselves. After these training courses in this school, we follow them doing stage and learning shoulder to shoulder with master artisans, and they become themselves artisans. This is amazing for the foundation. We are a little foundation, but we do tangible project because we can see life changing and becoming what they want to be. They want to be artisan, and we help them.
That's fantastic. And I can see from the
Thank
light in your eye that this is your passion project. And I love that. What year was the foundation found?
In 2022,
Oh, okay. So
so
that you're new. That's a lot
it's very
then
new.
in 2 years,
Yes.
just over 2 years. That is fantastic. And what I think is really interesting, and I don't know any of you who are listening or watching this interview, is that it's not like you have to go find these people. There is a demand for it, these people who want to do it. So what you're doing is you're enabling them because maybe they
Yeah.
can't afford it or they don't have the proper exposure circumstances, right?
But that's what we realized, that we are just answering to a proper demand that we have in Italy. When we first entered in Lao school, Le Arti Orafe, it's a jewelry school in Florence. It was full of foreigners, actually, that were coming in Italy to learn our savoir-faire in artisanal jewelry. And we were talking to the director of the school, a very important jeweler, and we said, but why there are no Italian kids, no Italian
Mhm.
people? And said, well, because it's too too expensive, because people don't know that we are here and we offer these courses, because Italian youngers don't know that this can be a very important career, because we are more famous abroad than here. So that was very sad for us, because we have the
Yes.
savoir-faire, we have the master artisans and the teachers. We need to keep our knowledge also in Italy, not only abroad. So that's
Right.
why we started to do
Right.
it.
Yeah. And I want to backtrack a bit for anyone that's listening or reading. Le arte orafe. Is that how you say? Orafe?
Perfect.
Okay. So LAO, if you it might be something that you wanted, is the association or the organization that works particularly in goldsmith. Is
Exactly.
that artisan artistry? So that is really interesting. But there's another interesting fact which you can share with us that ties into Women's History Month. What is that?
It,
The female artisans. It's just the
we
recipients have
have
been largely
so
female.
many. We have so many. You have to know that with the foundation in each city where we work, we have a let's say a net of artisans that collaborate with us,
Mhm.
and. In each cities, I have more than one amazing craftsman woman craft. Can I say craft woman? Do you say that in
Yeah,
English?
craft women, I guess think so.
Craft woman. So in staying. Still talking about goldsmithing in Florence, I can say about Elisa Piccini, who is a fourth generation of a jeweler from Fratelli Piccini, and she is a very bubbly and creative designer who still owns an amazing workshop in the last workshop on the Ponte Vecchio in Florence, and she has the same talent of the first founder, her last uncle from Fratelli Piccini, but being a woman, I don't know, she has a kind of sensibility and creativity that reflects in her creations, and she's also very active with scholarships for young artisans herself in Florentine schools, and she always pushes the boundaries with new productions and new techniques. The way she shows you her creations is just amazing. I love the way she works. So this is I always love to bring our guests and friends to meet her because she's an amazing craft woman. And then we can go to Venice meeting other craft women, for example, amazing Burano lace making from
Mhm.
Burano.
I was hoping
Uh,
that that would be the one you would talk about, that she would
this
be.
because this is amazing. It's something that it's so particular from Burano and from women. You have to know this is something that I always love about craft. Craft and women is that very often talking about craftsmanship and women is that women work together when we're talking about craftsmanship. Women work together, and for example, in very difficult works like the lace making, this is so intricate and so difficult that every woman, since the very beginning of its origin, like the lace making, every woman was specialized in one special part of the lace making, and all the women were working together in a circle, and every women were working on a special part of the lace, and only at the end one woman was putting all these little pieces all together, and only at
Mhm.
the end you could see the final work together and see the final masterpiece putting together. So really, the women, only one woman together could not do the work. Only all together could make the amazing final masterpiece. And this is, I think that it's amazing. Women can really work together. Women can really make something amazing all together. And also today, I want to work about Martina Vidal, who is the woman who is still making this lace from Burano, still alive in the little
Right.
island of Burano, because she is. She's not only has a shop there, but she is making these old women still working together,
Mm-hmm.
and she is doing this amazing work of promoting this art through the traveler and through the visitors of Burano. I think
Yes.
this is a very important job that she has.
That's great. And I know a lot of people, uh, when they're visiting Venice, they go to Orano. So that's great to know. Is her workshop sometimes open for travelers to visit?
Yes, it's open, Martina Vidal. You can either go on our website to have all the information on our website, The Place of Wonders, or
Right.
also to her website, Martina Vidal, and see when you can go and visit. And often there are still the lace makers working on in the workshop, and it's so nice to see how they still work exactly with the same techniques of centuries ago. This year, we as a foundation gave 2 scholarships to 2 young girls from Venice. They are 26 years old, and their only goal in life is to become lace makers for Martina Vidal. And we are
Wow.
so pleased to
Yeah.
give 2 scholarships. And it was very nice to see that when we started when we opened the scholarship, we received so many letters from girls that wanted to be lace makers. I did not expect that. I was overwhelmed by the numbers of application that we received, and we said, okay, we are going in the right direction, because we are on a wave today when we are doing a step towards these kind of jobs. We are realizing that it's time today to realize how important and how much value Italy has for this kind of jobs and trades.
And how that must be amazing for the artisans as well, who I guess many of them are older and they don't have that generational link, but here's somebody else, to provide that. That is beautiful. Like just you telling about it. And yes, of course, we'll be linking the Place of Wonders and everything. And I believe when I was on their website or their social media, I was able to see a video about
Yeah.
the lace making, and it's fascinating. My own daughter was telling me, because she's taught art before, there's some people who have never picked up a needle and thread and don't know how to sew. So I can't imagine how
Yeah.
beautiful this must be, a group of women being able to do this, and beautiful, beautiful pieces.
No,
So I
but
want
it's
to
amazing.
I want to talk about one other area that you're working in, Borgo de Conti, and you maybe then we can pull it together about how these kind of coordinate with your hotels, your family's hotels. So talk about that. That's your newest location in Umbria. What part of
Yes.
Umbria is it?
Umbria is a completely new project. It's so exciting because we just finished renovating and now it's time for the Place of Wonders to step in. It's so
Mhm.
exciting because it's still quite untouched, Umbria, from the mass tourism.
Mhm.
So it's a new feeling. It's a different feeling from Venice or Florence, and I honestly hope that it will stay like this for a little while because
Of
it's so
course.
beautiful. I also have to say that the visitors that go to Umbria are already interested to dive deep tourism, let's say, in the culture. And the artisans I met so far are very happy to collaborate with us to promote their work and also their land, the destination. So we, our first partner we are collaborating with is also a woman. So is Atelier Giulietta Brozzetti. Today is a fourth generation artisan and is taking care of the atelier. We are establishing a 1 year training program for weavers, and we called it Passaggio del Saper Fare. So we pass on the savoir faire using these ancient looms for this amazing textile, using these very big looms from centuries ago. And Marta Cucchia is a very strong woman from and a very important figure in the preservation and promotion of Italian tradition. She is she's Giuditta Brozzetti originally, her great grandmother Giuditta Brozzetti originally founded the workshop in the early 20th century, and she has been a pioneer artisan, let's say, in Perugia, because it wasn't very common at that time that a woman was opening a workshop in that part of Italy, which is the center of Italy, quite south.
Mhm.
So her daughter then continued that workshop, and she was also a very important weaver, and also she studied a lot about the designs and the ancient designs of the textile. And today Marta has taken the legacy of the workshop, and not only the workshop, but she's also preserving this ancient weaving technique, and also incorporating new designs and this will to go around Italy and around the world to teach and to teach what this kind of art is. She also teach the future generation with our program, and she does even more because she's very engaged into promoting this art. She is she's very she's very new. She's very connected into Italy artisanal community because she is a woman of power in this community, in this artisanal community. Is a female entrepreneurship, and she really wants to do something for craftsmanship in Italy. It's amazing speaking to her. So really, I love working with her. But we met other amazing women in Umbria. I recently met, for example, Alina Gallo and her husband in Assisi. Alina is a painter, and she has a passion for watercolor, and she developed a special recipe for a handmade watercolor.
Mm.
And And the workshop is full of artisans who handmade these non-toxic colors of thousands of different shades. And Alina studies the colors from the land of Umbria, which have, Umbria have a long tradition of painting. And it's so fascinating to see. The process of everything is made by hand, and this is also a special attention to sustainability around the packaging. So it's so nice to see this. And Lisa, you asked me how our guest in Borgo dei Conti is
Of
linked to
course.
our
Yeah.
artisans. Well, for example, our friends and guests of Borgo dei Conti can go and see, for example, the workshop of Alina Gallo and her husband, to see how these watercolor are made, and it's also an immersive and hands-on experience. They can do their own watercolors and their own palette to understand and have this deep experience and understand how it is. Also, they can go to Giuditta Brozzetti to see how these ancient looms work. And it's incredible because when you go and see with your eyes how this artisan work, you realize the culture and the tradition that are behind, and you also realize why a certain handmade item has a certain price, and then you are
Right.
ready to, let's say, to pay for it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You understand why there is a certain difference
Right.
between one item or a handmade manufacturer. So
Right. And we're going to talk about that because that's something that I was spotting on your website. But before we do that, because I want to talk a bit about your family's hotel group, which is called the Hospitality Experience, right?
yes.
Yeah. So, what I like about this is that I feel the connection again with experience. So why don't you talk about the three, I don't know if there's more than three properties, but at least the
No.
three properties that we've been talking about, which is Firenze, Florence, Venice, and then also now Umbria, in Umbria,
Yes. So in
which I guess is Perugia, right?
it's Monte Petriolo. It's 40 minutes from Perugia.
Okay.
Is the last one, newly renovated.
Mhm.
This is Relais Chateau, and what we really wanted to do was to be connected to the destination. As I said,
Mhm.
we really want to feel the sense of place. Our hotels are linked by the values and the values of the family, but they're very different because very different are the region where they are, and very different are the people that
Right.
are in the destination. So we really want that the visitors understand and feel the place where they are. In Umbria, we worked for the renovation. For example, we worked with the local people and with the artisans, with everything that we could find in Perugia, in Umbria. And when you walk through, you can really feel a sense of what Umbria is. We were inspired by the paintings of the Perugino and the colors and everything inside. You can really feel what the nature outside has given us. So
Mhm.
it's for us is very, very important. And also what it's important for us is that the guests can feel our love for craftsmanship inside the hotel. In Florence, for example, a lot of items are handmade by the artisans and the craftsmen that are collaborating with us with the foundation. You
Right.
can find the the glasses from Oleria Locchi. You can find, who is one of our partners. You can
Mhm.
find one table of Scagliola, of Alessandro Bianchi. You can find, for example, now with the reopening, we asked our students to handmade the the keychain of the rooms to the students of the school, because they are working on it and they are doing handmade all this. You can find all the Ginari plates with the mix and match selection. It's everything is very Florentine. All the colors, everything reflects the inside of the place. Firenze reflects the style of Santa Maria Novella, which is
Right.
right outside. So
Right.
this is
Wow.
something that we really want to maintain very specifically. In Venezia, Londra Palace Venezia, which is one of the most, let's say, one of the oldest
Right.
hotel in Venice.
Yes.
It's it has always
Iconic. If you're in
iconic.
Venice, you cannot miss it.
Yes,
Well, of course, we'll
indeed.
put images in the article. Yes.
You are right, because it's very particular of the Londra Palace, because it that building has always been a hotel.
Right.
It's very interesting, and that is as well. You step in and you feel Venice when you're inside. Of course, it has been renovated because we want people to feel that it's fresh,
Hmm.
but all the iconic designs and the feeling of the light, the water, because we are on the water, right? We
Right.
are outside on the Riva degli Schiavoni. It's so the light, it's so important. You can really feel it inside. And there is something that Alain, the general manager, decided to do. It was actually an idea that we had together, but I have to say that it came most from him. Years ago, he decided that he didn't want to have any, any uh, any window from any shops. You know, in Venice, you have a lot of hotels that have items from important and expensive shops in the hotels. He
Hmm.
decided that he didn't want it at all. The only things that he has in the hotel are items from handmade items from our artisans of the foundation.
Right.
We decided to have a capsule collection called
Mm.
Mano a Mano from our artisans. And it's very nice because they are limited edition handmade items that are made only for the foundation and the hotels. And we have it in the in in our hotel, and the guests see them, and it's like it's an invitation to ask for more, to ask for what is it and
Yes.
why is it there, and where can I find more, who made it. So the concierge can explain the foundation mission, and can also explain and suggest to the guests where to
Hmm.
go and where to find true and real high craftsmanship in Venice, because Venice, as also other cities in Italy, are full of mass produced items and fake items,
Right.
unfortunately. So
Right.
I think that the mission of a good concierge is also to to spot the true nice handmade product and made in Italy product to our friends and guests.
Right. That's really great. Thank you for explaining that. And that's all. ties back into these authentic, immersive experiences. We spend a lot of time, obviously, being with Italy, talking about, regional cuisine, the wine that goes with it, getting to, and that's a great way and an easy, I'll say easy way to understand it. People are very familiar with art in the museums. Here's another way to do it. You're staying in one of these locations and you become immersed in this cultural heritage that's been going on for centuries and being a part of it. It's not just an item that you're going to purchase or think about purchasing, but getting to know the craft itself, right? Its historical location and also the artist. So with that in mind, I want to talk about quickly. I was going back to the Place of Wonders website, and one thing you or your team talks about is the globalization of products. And I think that's probably hard for a lot of people is when there's mass produced items that could look potentially the same.
Hmm.
Why, in your opinion, should people go that next step and invest in it if you can? Because I know not everybody can.
So
What's
sorry.
so important? Okay, what's so important of understanding the difference between mass produced items, like let's say a piece of lace. Let's say you're buying for a wedding and you need like a lace piece for a table or something like that you want to give as a gift. You could maybe go anywhere, go online, or you could go to Venice and find a fake or a machine
Or
purchasing. But why go that next step? If you could say to somebody, this is the reason why you should consider this investment because it's investment. What are they investing in?
But they're investing in tradition, into people. They're investing in culture. It's very important to go and see this is what we are doing. We are trying to promote our culture. We
Mhm.
are trying to maintain what our heritage, what it has been done for centuries, and what we are losing so much faster than what we think. This is what is very scary. We are trying to show our visitors and the conscious travelers, let's say, what is our heritage and what they should invest in being part of our project, because otherwise our children will not be able to see it. This is the problem, and everything will be flat. uh,
Mhm.
Everything will be the same everywhere we go. The difference and our destination being unique is only thanks to the hands of our artisans, the intelligence of the hands. This is something that we hear very often lately, but this is very true, because a handmade item is unique and
Right.
takes time to be made. An artisan spend the whole life working on its art, and this is something amazing, because in this art, this time, it evolves, and we can really see the beauty evolving. It's We invest in this, and we this is a understanding this beauty and this craft and this craftsmanship is the only way that we have to maintain it, because once we understand it, then we want to invest it, that we understand why there is a certain price behind it, and we are ready to pay
Right.
for it, and we want to keep it. And also, we nowadays we talk a lot about sustainability, right? Sustainability
Mhm. Of
here,
course.
there, blah, blah, blah. But craftsmanship is sustainable.
Yes.
It is really sustainable, because there is no overproduction, because usually an artisan produces only when people order something, or produces very little. And usually it repairs a lot. Usually, when you have a handmade piece, and you break it, you go back to the artisan and it repairs. And also, it's very good quality because it uses the amazing quality things. So it's very sustainable, and we really want that. And usually, things that you have paid a lot and it's handmade, and you have seen how it's done. You want to keep it as a precious thing, and you want to pass it to your daughters, your son,
Right.
and go on. So this is, I think, it's important.
Right. I love that, the legacy. So, what are the goals for the foundation, let's say in the next decade? Where would you like to see it go?
I've got many, many dreams with also with the general managers of the hotels and my family. I would like to see uh, things change in Italy, because I would like, on one hand, that the mentality of the people to change. I would like people seeing the importance of this work. Today, we still have this idea that only people that can't become engineer or lawyers,
Mhm.
that are not good enough to go to university, can will become artisan. Well, I don't think so. I think that to become an artisan, you must be very, very good, and you must want to do it, and you must need a lot of intelligence and passion. And this is really something that I would like our youngers to understand. This is a career. This is a very important career, and also the Italian government should understand that this is something to invest into. So this is very important, because foundation can do whatever I want, a lot of scholarship, but
You need more.
you need more, exactly,
Right.
because it's craftsmen need to eat also at the end of the
Yes.
month.
Yeah.
So this is a, I'm sorry to talk about politics, but this is a real problem. And dreaming a little bit more, I would like to see more schools that teaches this kind of jobs and crafts, because
Mhm.
we have amazing teachers, amazing master artisans, and they need to be valued, and they can pass on this craft a lot. So I will be the first one to be part of these schools and to foster this kind of initiatives. I'm afraid I cannot do it alone, but I would be part of this big project.
No, that's great. And that's why we do these kind of things because we want to, like I do understand you need a greater force. But it's also, among us as a community, the more people that get to know these things and
Yes.
understand and like you said, the mindset and the stigma that, success does not mean that you're a doctor, lawyer, engineer. This is equally, if
Yeah.
not more valuable to society. So that's excellent. So as you know, it's March. And March 8th is Festa della Donna, and we call this Women's History Month, which obviously all of this falls into just history in general. But what does the day mean to you? Um, Festa della Donna. What does that mean to you personally?
About for me, this is very important, because every year I think about everything that uh, women have been passed on as uh, I was talking to the mother of one of the artisans of the foundation, and she was telling me that we, in the past, women artisans uh, were doing this kind of jobs, usually in the evening, usually after all their jobs that we were doing during the day. and usually to complete the family revenue of the family. They were usually not recognized as artisans, but they were the one who were passing on the traditions mother to daughter. And even though they were not recognized, as artisans, they were not recognized as masters or as any important part of the family, but they were the one who, at the end of a whole day, they were going there and start doing, the stitches or the lace, or, for example, in Florence, the shoes, and they were keeping traditions alive decades after decades, and they were doing this. And I think women are so strong that even though nobody gives them any recognize, any prize, they're still there, and they pass on the traditions and the knowledge to their daughters, and they are the pillars of the knowledge and the craftsmanship, and the pillars of the tradition of our legacy that we can still see today.
That's great, Michela. That's amazing how you expressed it so well. And my mind keeps on going back to the lace and of women sitting together and doing this as a team collectively, which is a great testimony of the power of women. So thank you so much for that. It was a joy speaking with you. And of course, we're going to put all the links below if you're watching this interview, and of course in the article, in any descriptions wherever we share it. But if you have a chance to visit or stay at these hotels or get to know these artisans, it could be as simply as visiting the website. And there's also an opportunity just to donate and give. If this is something that you feel a passionate connection to, any donation helps, right?
Yes, exactly. Every donation helps. Thank you very much. Every time you come to our hotel, there is a possibility to come and visit our artisans and to feel really part of the project, part of our mission. And thank you very much, Lisa, because you give us the chance to talk about our foundation, and this is so much for us. This means so much for us.
Oh, you're very welcome, and our pleasure, because we're a team. I would say my pleasure, but it's more than just me. So in wrapping up, we are Live in Italy magazine. The website is www.liveinItalyMag.com. You're listening to Michela, the director of the Place of Wonders Foundation, and we're going to put those website and all the links and everything. Please take a chance to visit them. And of course, on social media, Live in Italy Mag, the same handle on all platforms. And if you're watching this, please subscribe, like. Place of Wonders is also on social media. Make sure that you follow them as well, because like I always said, every like, comment, and follow helps us build this beautiful community. And that's what it's all about. Today's is community and awareness, and that will make change. So thank you again, Michela.
Thank you, Lisa. Bye.
Bye.